Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Caring Support podcast. My name is Laura, and I am here with Kaylee.
Hi, everyone.
And today we have a very special guest because is I would say our leader, a great member of the Caring Support team, and a person who inspires us all every day to be productive and to care because at Caring Support we care. So hello, Anneka, and welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you for accepting our invitation. So today we will be talking about how good graphic design can benefit job seekers. And maybe out there people are like, what? Really? How? Well, you will find out in this episode. So a little bit about Anneka. She is a graphic designer, and this is why we chose her for this episode. And she has a lot of experience in creating brands and also in the healthcare sector through caring support. So I'm sure that everything she'll share with us today will be valuable for everyone listening. So, Annika, let's get started. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your professional journey?
Yeah. So I was always a creative person, I think. I took a lot of art classes when I was younger. I found a passion for graphic design when I was in high school. And my very first graphic design job was actually for a couple of small startup companies, both headed up by our very own Joseph Jongsma. So we had a digital media advertisement company where I created all of the video advertisements for companies. And then we also had a 3D printing company where I came up with the custom designs for companies wanting 3D printed products. So that eventually took me into a bigger company, Zoomeron, which is now known as Paystone, where I was on the design team and then switched into doing more e-learning design, so creating the e-learning modules for new starts to the company. After that, I did some freelance work, which gave me the chance to do a lot more variety of different projects, which was a really nice change. And Joe and we always had a really good relationship and we kept in touch. And I knew that he eventually wanted to start another company because he's such an entrepreneur. So a couple of years ago, he reached out and asked if I was still up for the challenge of helping to create caring support. And of course, I said yes.
That's awesome. I've been with Caring Support for just a little while now, but I have to say, working with you has been amazing. The amount of knowledge that you have about graphic design and what it takes to get a good image and good video and stuff. Learning from you has been amazing. So I guess that's the next question would be, as an experienced graphic designer, how much do you think a well-designed resume can positively impact someone's job hunt?
Yeah, so I would say a decent amount. I've been in sort of a recruiting position before. I've seen some good resumes and I've also seen some bad ones. No matter what industry you're in, if you have the opportunity to stand out, it is totally worth it. And a resume is usually the first impression that a recruiter gets with someone. So if your first impression is a document filled with text that doesn't really make a lot of sense to the eye, and is crammed with information and isn't divided into sections, the brain does not usually like it. If you take just a little bit of extra time and divide it out into sections, and basically highlight what actually matters, that is a great first step and is already so much more visually appealing. Take that to even another step by adding just a little bit of color and design, and your resume is going to stand out immensely next to a whole bunch of other just black and white pieces of paper.
That makes a lot of sense. It does. And is this appreciation for good design and also your knowledge that a good, well-designed resume will have better results that brought you to working on the Caring Support Resume Builder?
Yeah. So with the caring support platform in general, one thing that we focused on was taking the heavy weight off of healthcare workers. So I've job hunted before, and I know that it can be pretty much a full-time job, which sucks. And it honestly should not be like that, especially for healthcare workers who are in such high demand right now. They should not be spending hours every day searching for jobs, applying, writing cover letters, all that sort of stuff. And the one way that we realized that we could help is with our resume builder tool. I've personally created many resumes in my life. It is never fun. Even just updating my resume is something that I seriously dread. So we decided to make it easy. So with the healthcare worker profile that already exists on the platform right now, we make it pretty straightforward to allow someone to show off their information and skills. And why would we make someone do that all over again just to create a resume when they've already filled it out and written it once? So we figured, let's take this information, put it into a simple pick and choose solution that you can go back to whenever you need. It's already nicely designed. You can pick your color scheme and automatically put it right onto your profile for employers to see. And if you want to use it for job interviews or use it elsewhere for job hunting, as I said, it's a beautiful resume. It's got color, it has your profile picture on it. It is really going to help you stand out in a crowd of who knows how many applicants.
So you also played an integral part in designing the entire caring support website and the platform as a whole. What did you want to accomplish with this design?
Yeah, so I designed both the website and the platform. For both, I wanted to keep the user experience pretty easy and straightforward. As I said before, I've had lots of experience going through the job hunting process, and it's always so time consuming as a candidate. It seems to always be look through a bunch of job postings, click apply, fill out a bunch of answers to questions, upload a resume, repeat over and over again. But why would you make someone repeat the same actions over and over again when we live in a technologically advanced world where it's so not necessary and could be simplified? And on the other side of things, from the recruiter standpoint, it seems to be always post a job, wait for candidates to come to you, and then sort through a bunch of resumes of candidates that maybe most of them aren't even qualified or right for the position you're hiring for. As a recruiter, you know what you're looking for. So why not just use some filters to see exactly the candidates that you want? And you're going to get way better candidates that way. So, I mean, these are all reasons why we created the Caring Support platform in the first place. But obviously, the design is what people see and have to use. And so I basically kind of took my own experience and everyone else's on the team into account as to what we didn't want, and then created a product design of what we thought would be a much better experience for everyone.
Awesome. Do you remember how you came to choose the colors for care and support and to design the logo?
Yes, I do. And I was so excited for it when it came to that time. So, when we were creating Caring Support, I knew I would pretty much have full control over the brand design, the look and feel, etc. And I was excited that it wasn't a like 100% tech company or like a very businessy business, if that makes sense. Our target audience is healthcare, and we literally have care in our name, and that's what we want to get across to people, right? So I always wanted to create or work with a brand that had pink or purple colors, solely because those are not colors that are often used in business. So this was honestly like the perfect opportunity. I had gone through brand designs and redesigns before, and pretty much all the companies that I worked with, their colors are blue or green. in the design world, we basically follow something called color theory. So color theory is the science and art of color. In a sense, each color is perceived by people in a different way and invokes an emotion and communicates a message. So that's why most brands use green or blue, because they are the colors of like ambition, strength, growth, and money.
Mm-hmm.
People like money. So pink and purple, on the other hand, are warm colors, calming colors. They're often associated with care and compassion, which obviously seem to fit perfectly. So yeah, that's why I was very excited to finally work with colors that I hadn't got to work with before, and it was finally coming true. Logo wise, I believe Joe had an idea in his head about using a house in the logo. I'm not quite sure where that came from, but I kind of just ran with it. I had tried a few different options of like a house mixed with something else. And the thing that seemed to resonate with the team and stuck was the cross inside the house. So the cross is most often associated with healthcare, and the house is just thought of home care, I think. So we wanted something simple. I think overall simplicity is what we were going for, like
Mm-hmm.
overall in the brand. Simplicity and change.
How much do you think that your design has contributed to Caring Support's user friendliness?
I would hope that it has contributed to it a lot. I've heard from quite a few users actually that they enjoy using the platform for its ease of use, which is exactly what we were going for. So I'm happy about that. Sometimes I'll go a while without going on the platform, and then I'll jump in it to see something, check something out, and I'm like, wow, this is really easy to use and not complicated, and makes me smile a bit. But then I'll hear from like a client that they love how user friendly it is, and that's what really makes me happy because as I said, that was and I think will always be our biggest focus, just user friendliness.
Yes, definitely. That's something that's part of our brand for sure. And my final question for you, Annika, is what do you recommend for those healthcare workers, maybe new grads or maybe somebody in the middle of their career, trying to make a change in their job setting, who don't really care about the way their resume looks or their whole professional branding and like social media like LinkedIn? What would you recommend for them?
Yeah, so we live in a world where unfortunately first impressions are everything. So you don't necessarily need to have a good design eye to give a first impression on paper. Like we spoke about earlier, there are tools like our own resume builder, which makes it super easy to create a beautiful resume in literally seconds. If that's still not something that you want to take advantage of, I would still say making your resume look at least a little bit visually appealing in the sense of sectioning things off is very important. Recruiters do not want to look at a giant block of text. I think recruiters also want to see that you care enough to put a little bit of effort. That's the other great thing about our platform is we've made it easy to just go through your profile, fill out the information. You'll notice it's sectioned off nicely, making it easy to do it like section by section. And if an employer comes across your profile, even if you don't have a nice resume on your profile, but you put in the like 5, 10 minutes to fill in your information, they are more likely to send you a message because you actually put an effort and they can see that. One kind of last tip, I guess, is we do live in a world of social media. And whether you think your social media is for personal use only, it's out there on the internet. And recruiters nowadays know how to social stalk. I'm not saying don't have fun and post about it. I'm saying be careful what you post. I think we actually have an article written about this topic. If anyone's interested, just head on over to the blog. But yeah, I think just show you care and the favor will be returned in some way or another.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Annika. Kaylee, do you have other questions for Annika?
No, no, I don't. I do just want to say thank you for inviting me to be a part of the team, and that I'm looking forward to seeing what Caring Support's future is going to be like.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
and I just want to thank you guys for asking me to be on today's episode. And I just want to say to both of you, how much I love working with the two of you. You guys are honestly truly awesome.
Well, thank
Ah,
you.
thanks.
We love working with you too. So yeah, for everybody out there, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Care and Support podcast. Bye bye.